couple of things we're doing in Kingston, right? So collectively, we're working together. Awesome. This is the part I start asking the community to help us. We're putting this information online. Every day, usually by 9 o'clock, the calls for service that we handle in the city of Kingston are posted so anyone can access it. It's there for you. You want to know what's going on in your neighborhood? Look it up. Can't say you didn't know about it. It's available to you. It talks about the date, the call, the type, all that stuff. It's listed on there. I know it's a couple of hours after the incident happens, but this information is available. You want to see what's happening on your street? I'll even go so far as to make it even simpler. We actually map it for you. We subscribe through our Operation Impact through crimereports.com. Every day, this information is updated daily to an on-site system called crimereports.com, and effectively, this information gets posted on a map for you to watch, to see. So this information is collected by officers, compiled by the computers, and put online for everyone to see. More importantly, once you log in, it's a free service, there's no reason that you can't, you can actually map out certain areas. So if you happen to live in this area of Kingston and you're interested in seeing if something happened the night before, you can actually circle this area with a mapping tool and you'll get an alert, whether it's on your phone, email, that information is available to you. That's staying connected. Because as mentioned before, we can't do it alone. There's 74 police officers who work for the City of Kingston Police. We are thankful to get the assistance that we do from every other agency. We welcome it, but we can't do it alone. In addition to that, if you're interested, this also maps DCJS registered sex offenders. So depending on the location, it pops up the information. So if you have interest in knowing what your neighborhood is like, here it is. But don't expect us to deliver it to you. This is as far as we can go with this. Access it. It's made available to you. This is for the community's use. The Citizens Police Academy. I do field some phone calls. I deem it a success. We're going on to session 6 now. We've set the dates, April 3rd to June 5th at the Business Resource Center in Ulster. Again, a collaboration of all the agencies involved, the DEP, Ulster County Sheriff, the DA, the state police come in, everyone's there. It's 10 nights, Wednesday nights, 6 to 3, you come in. I promise you, unlike a regular police academy, you won't have to do push-ups or get yelled at by a drill instructor. This is sitting in the classroom and learning more about how cops do their job. Come in, it's 25 to 30 people. I think the largest class we had was 30. You get to see the inside of a patrol car. You get to see what the computer systems are like. Hands-on fingerprinting. All that information's out there. Take you out. In fact, some of the things that aren't on here, when we take you up to the Ulster County Sheriff's Office up there, we actually access the jail. How many people have been inside the jail before? See how that new system's built in. The Ulster County 911 system. When you dial 911 from your landline or your cell phone, do you know what happens? Do you know where that information goes and how it's collected? Because that's important to have that knowledge before you actually need it. So we're providing you an opportunity to attend so you yourself as community members can stay more informed. The Youth Bureau. I spoke to Mayor Gallo at the beginning of his term, and he put me onto something I didn't realize was out there, and the need to engage the youth in this community. It took us a couple of months, right, Mayor? I think we announced it back in March. It took us a couple of months to formulate it, but what we're doing is we're utilizing the school resource officers and a juvenile detective to address these issues, specifically about youth in Kingston. Because of the implementation of the school resource officer program in Kingston, we've had a reduction in the juvenile arrests, I guess you could say, because a lot of it is being mediated within the schools by the SROs. Who better knows the youth in this community than the school resource officers? Utilize them when school's out. Follow the kids. That's what we're about. We had a success. I think the Youth Leadership Program graduated just under 20 kids, and we've already got people signed up for this year's program as well. In addition, you can see here, Sergeant Hell was giving us a hand doing the Safe Child ID program. We had 65 kids were fingerprinted that day. We only calculated to do 30, but we weren't paying Ulster to be there anyway, so it worked out. Community notifications. As Chief Cruz had talked about before, we are community-centered. We're only as good as the eyes and ears out there. So what do? We follow what the community's doing. Everyone's on Facebook. My daughter turned me on to Facebook when she was 14 and I was less than I am now in age. So with that said, this is being monitored every day. I have an exceptional group of supervisors that check this page even when they're off. We get our alerts on this. People come to see what we're doing all the time. I know you can't rate it by the number of likes. I think it's over 6,000 now, but we're pushing always to make it so this is the central site. We do have additional information that's posted, early dismissal information with the schools. You know, we talk about lockdown drills that we're doing through NIXL, as the chief just mentioned. That information is being posted automatically to Facebook. And if you have a smartphone, you know that you can get the status updates automatically. You don't have to wait for it anymore. It's being pushed out. I don't know how much more we can do short of answer the phone for you, right? That's where we're getting to. Community notifications through NIXL, this is something we've adopted in the past. If you're not signed up for it, you should be. And if you don't know how, call us. We'll set it up for you. You can usually do it over the phone in my office, as long as you're on the other end, and don't call me from the cell phone because you'll have to use it, but I can set up your cell phone with you on the other end that easily.
Excuse me, Chief, you do notify the public of the snow emergencies too, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, the system, usually the superintendent will contact us, contact our dispatch. Whoever's at dispatch will notify everybody through Facebook, and again, all those alerts go out automatically. Automatically. The NIXL alert allows us 3 different variations, high alerts, advisories, or community notifications. Again, what's nice about it is we put it out once. Right now on our NIXL system, we have over 1,000 registered users. We're hoping to get that number up to 23,692, I think is the number that showed up before. Something new, something different. Talked about us following what the community needs. We've just implemented, and it'll be effective February 1st, an anonymous tip line. In the past, tip lines used to be through voice only. Hey, I saw a guy dealing drugs on the corner such and such. And they'd leave their number. They wouldn't leave their name. We don't want that information, but that information would lead detectives to do their job. We're expanding that now. This tips-off system allows us to use additional technologies, not just voice capability anymore. The 3 different methods are SMS, or text messaging as we know it, mobile applications through smartphones, and online through web pages. When we break this down, if you've got a smartphone, you can text your information anonymously. Your cell phone number, your name, whatever's attached to that phone does not get forwarded to us. And all you've got to do is text Kingston PD plus that number, crimes, and the information. And again, how many people have a cell phone that are capable of texting? Everybody. Most people have texting capability. And some people, I can tell you from dealing with my kids, they are more comfortable texting me "good night, Daddy" than coming up out of their bed and kissing me goodnight right across the hallway. So we have to implement this technology. The tip line itself, right? We talk about tip submit. Here's an application for those of you that have smartphones, whether it's an Android-based phone or an iPhone. There's an application, right? The old adage, there's an app for that. Well, there it is. This is what the application looks like, right? You start, you choose the agency, Kingston Police. Once you set that, you can set a password so that the information on your phone is secure. Any tips that you may have on your phone, only you can unlock with the proper password. When you type in new tip, it'll ask you the type of offense. I cut the screen off down here, but it can get very detailed. The information you enter here is up to you. How much can you give us? What's nice about this as well is that it's GPS capable. So if you want to just hit the button, if you have a GPS capable phone, it'll pop a dot on the map and send us that information, if that's where it happened. In addition, you can send photographs. This car is in my neighborhood, it's been here for so long, snap a picture, that picture gets sent to us via dispatch and then disseminated to either us, or if there's information that's occurring in the town of Ulster or Port Ewan, that information goes out to the sheriff, the state police, and to the town of UlsterPD. So we're able to disseminate even tips that don't come to us necessarily, they're in the city of Kingston, but other agencies can benefit from this as well. The last component to this is the web-based system, right? Whether you have a laptop or a desktop system at home, you have information you want to transfer, you can log on, it's web-based, go on here. You can submit it in any type of language. We'll get it translated on our end of it. And again, what's nice about this system, it's confidential and secure. With the texting, when you text us a tip, that opens a log in our computer system. We can't see who said it, who sent that information, but we have a number. If we want to ask and have a two-way conversation with that person, we can. The old way, we couldn't follow up because people want to remain completely anonymous. They don't want to leave a phone number for follow-up. Now, until you text stop or we close the case on our end, the next day, a detective could respond to you, and again, we have the information you said, can you give us any more additional information? And follow up on that. Or if you have more information, send it to us. Using technology to help fight crime. Community safety. One of the things we talked about prior to having this summit, we met with all the law enforcement leaders in the county. We talked about this program. Out of the tragedies that happened in Newtown, this is something that we've been pushing for in Kingston for many, many years. A gun buyback program has shown success in different jurisdictions. It's shown success in Kingston. We're going to continue to do so here. We are going to have 3 different ways to do this, a little bit of a different change than in the past. The traditional system is the dedicated dates and times. Show up on May 2nd between 9 and 1, turn on your weapon to get a gift card or cash, right? Usually announced in advance of the day. Turn-in's available at any time. A gun gets found on the street. We don't want you to wait 3 months for that date to come around. We're going to have systems in place that we can pick up that weapon and give you the gift card or the money, whatever we deem necessary. Again, traditional gun buybacks. The last system, a little bit different, something unique to our area. We're going to be starting to offer gun rewards. Money, essentially, for guns used in crimes. We have an incident in Kingston. We have an incident in Ulster. We have an incident in this area. The investigators will sit down and say, we believe that this was a 9mm weapon, a handgun. We will put a price tag on that weapon and put out a reward for any information leading to the recovery of that weapon. Again, a different way. Maybe the person that gets that reward will do so using that tip line anonymously. We can arrange payment that way. But the most important thing for us is to recover that weapon and solve that crime. That's important. So again, another means. In closing, this is what it comes down to, helping us make our community safer. The message you should take back here is we, and I say we collectively, are doing everything we can from the law enforcement end. The cars, technology, the information, the intelligence gathering, training the personnel. Now, it's time for the community to step up. The tools are available. They're there. If you see something, say something. This is where we need the help. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank the dignitaries for being here tonight. I tell you, it really makes a big difference with the community involvement. It wouldn't be the same, and I know someone already mentioned it here, but the men and women of law enforcement in this county, in this Hudson Valley, are second to none. Second to none. Captain Nuzzo talks about the partnership. Recently, we had an incident where the state police tracked a murder, a homicide out of Greene County, I believe it was, Greene County to Kingston. And through, again, communication, and not just communication, hey, can you help us? Hey, Brian, can you give us a hand, right? They know each other. The investigators, the police officers, the troopers, the sheriff's deputies, they know each other by first name. That level of communication goes far beyond what a text message or an email can do. Can you help us? Yeah. We recovered them at the Holiday Inn in Kingston, right? Good investigative work, good partnership, good results. That's what we have to do. So please, I know it sounds like I'm pleading with you. I am to some degree. I hope that everyone out there understands what we're after, a safer community for all.